Alright, what's good? It's your boy Myrtle Beach Rail Fan, and in today's video, I'm going to be ranking CSX's fully painted heritage units plus commemorative units. Alright, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to go over a locomotive's paint scheme, and then anything else additional, and then I'm going to rank it from 1 to 10, and we're going to cover all those locomotives, and yeah, in the end, whatever one wins is it's gonna win, obviously. And one more thing before we get started, here's a list of all the units I'm gonna cover, and let me know in the comments if I forget any. Also, another thing, this is just my opinion, so if you want to get all mad at me or something, like, oh, he didn't like my heritage unit, then that's your choice, but sorry if I offend you or something, but let's just stop yapping and get into it. Alright, first up, we got CSX 250, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a big fan of how it fades from stars, the white stars on the blue, and then it, stripes into the red and white American flag. I think that looks pretty neat, and then the red line under the locomotive, I'm a big fan of that, and, but then you go to the front, and I gotta be honest, this might just be me, but I'm not the biggest fan of the red and white in the front. I just don't think it looks good. You can hate it if you want to. Hate my opinion if you want to, but that's just me. I'm not a big fan of the front looking of it. And we haven't heard the horn or anything. I'm just judging it off the paint scheme because this thing hasn't been released yet of the date I'm recording. So, just based off of this factor, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Alright, next up we got CSX 911, or 911, whatever you want to call it. But, honestly, I think this locomotive looks pretty good. The red and then the white strip that fades up and down. And then it's got, that white on the front and the front of the top of the locomotive, the cab. And then you go down and it's white and red stripes on near the coupler. And then it looks pretty good. And, I gotta be honest with you, the horn, I can't tell if it's an RS5T or something else, but I think it's the other thing I'm thinking of. I don't know the name of it. I'll put it down right below if I can figure it out, but it's pretty decent horn. I feel like the old one was probably better, though, but in terms of the paint scheme and the horn together, it isn't that bad. I'm going to give this locomotive a 7.5 out of 10. Alright, next up we got CSX number 1776. Directly off the bat, I wish they would have fully painted it, but I will say, for a nice little detail, I like that the window is an American flag. I think that looks pretty neat. And then, of course, you got the camo scheme, which is 3/4 painted, and goes pretty well with the locomotive, but, would have looked way better fully painted. But the thing that probably carries this locomotive is the horn. Forgot the name of it, but that thing fits perfect, and it gives that old, nice, nostalgic, strong feeling. So, I'm gonna give this one I think an 8 out of 10. Maybe 8 out of 10, probably. That's probably good for it. Alright, next up, we got CSX number 2026. And off the bat, yes, this locomotive is awesome. I like how most of it's blue, but it still gives a hint of red for the American flag. United we stand. Great touch. I like how the number board and the logoing on the front is American flag cover. Not cover, whatever it means. But this is awesome. I love this locomotive. And then you go to the back with that eagle and the sideways American flag. Everything on this locomotive just looks amazing. And once again, it's my opinion, but I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 9.5 out of 10. This one's awesome. Love it. Alright, next up we got CSX number 3194. And I think there's no doubt this is CSX's best heritage unit. The blue, the black, the red, and it's for honoring law enforcement. The paint scheme for this locomotive is great. The white cab, all those nice the medals on the black, and the honoring law enforcement, everything just fits great with this locomotive. And then you go to the horn, the RS5T, which is an even better touch, and once again, gives that old classic, just strong power. This thing is amazing. 10 out of 10. Alright, with everything that has just happened, we have finished with CSX's GEVO locomotives, and now we're moving on to the ST70 Max, which there's free. And first up, we got CSX number 4568. This is for Operation Lifesaver, and, it ain't bad, but it's not the great either. It's just really white and blue, and the yellow cab on top, and, of course, you got the you know, the Operation Lifesaver on the side, and I think the back looks pretty cool with that yellow diamond. I don't know what it says, but and then the horn's pretty good. Fits the locomotive. I'm pretty sure most Macs have that type of horn, but yeah, this one ain't bad, but ain't the greatest. So we're gonna go a 6.5 out of 10. Alright, next up we got CSX number 4720. Now, if I'm being honest, it's just like a giant blue Mac, but I still like it. It's got some cool little details, like the yellow line, the white and yellow "We Are CSX" thing, the metal, I think. The metal's all over the locomotive. I like the white number board. Everything about this locomotive looks pretty good. It's basic, but it's good. And honestly, this might be one of my favorite CSX Heritage units. Like, it's basic. I've said that already, but I still like it. One CSX on the back, the metal, everything just fits nice about this locomotive. So I'm going to give this one a 7.3 out of 10. And lastly, we got CSX 911 343. Honestly, I like the dark blue, and like CSX 1776, it's got an American flag in the window. The gray, the yellow fence. Honestly, this locomotive is just pretty neat in general. I like how it's all white in the lettering, and I don't think I've heard the horn on this thing yet, so I can't rate that. But one complaint about this locomotive, well, not really complaint, this is a separate issue, but like I've never even seen this thing run. Like so far, I've just been seeing it in tow. Since it's running with the safety train, I think it still needs to do testing or something. But whenever this thing runs, I think it'll be a pretty cool locomotive. But I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10. And with everything said and done, that is the fully complete list of CSX's fully painted and commemorative heritage units. So I think the list is pretty good, and here is the final rankings right here. And as you can see, CSX number 3194 has won. So, yippee, it wins. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and thank you all for 200 subs, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. See ya. And one more honorable mention. I know I rated some of these kind of low, but am I still gonna run like Officer Earl if I get the chance to see one? Absolutely.
Cheeseburger. Let's talk wood. Just a second. I'm in the middle of it.